Have you ever felt something tear away and change inside you? Did you suddenly open your eyes one morning, waking from that deep sleep, and realize that the place you once felt was sacred no longer felt like home? You walk into the church, you look around, you sit down, and everyone around you seems perfectly content. But inside, that voice screams, "You no longer belong here." You hear that silent cry. If something like this is happening to you, listen carefully, because what you are experiencing is not confusion. It is the truth within you. This is a divine calling. You are not losing your faith. You are evolving beyond the walls that once tried to cage and confine your soul. Chosen one, let me tell you the deepest truth. God does not always reveal himself through the glory of stained glass windows or the echoes of familiar sermons. He calls you in the silent moments of your solitude. In those nights when you cried into your pillow and no one knew, he was the one pulling you out from the crowd, not to punish you, but to prepare you. This does not mean abandoning your beliefs. It is about discovering a deeper, more shattering truth. You are the temple now. Your body, your spirit, your intuition, these are the sacred spaces where the divine wishes to dwell. And that is why you feel a restlessness in the places that once nourished and comforted you, because your soul has already surpassed those limits and is stepping into a brand new dimension of understanding. This transition, I promise, is never comfortable. You may feel a loneliness that screams out loud. It may even be physically painful. But this discomfort is the surest sign that you are being set apart for a greater, more glorious purpose. Today, we will uncover the ultimate truth behind this deep transformation. Chosen Spirit, right now, before we start, the sacred responsibility of not only honoring yourself, but also spreading the light bestowed upon you rests on your shoulders. If your soul deeply recognizes this revelation, seal this covenant with the power of the number 99. Immediately type 99 in the comments section and anchor this final touch from God into your life. To ensure you never lose the guidance of this voice again, subscribe to this channel immediately and make the whispers of heaven your soul's compass. And finally, I know there is a brother or sister out there who needs to awaken and be enlightened, but is still walking in darkness. Do not delay. Now, take on the role of an envoy and send this video to that person who needs divine guidance the most at this very moment. You are a torch. Your duty is to ignite. Why are the chosen ones removed from traditional systems and rules? Why were you misunderstood, excluded, and even rejected with a broken heart by those who once walked beside you? And you will understand that this state of isolation is actually the single sign that your spiritual purpose has finally been activated. So open your heart to me until the very end. Because once you truly understand what happened, you will never look at your journey the same way again. You will realize you were never rejected. You were simply redirected to your destiny. One of the first things you will notice when you begin to awaken is that jarring separation. You feel life pulling you away from the people, places, and usual routines you once loved. Friends stop calling. Conversations that used to be easy now exhaust you. Even family gatherings start to feel alien. And in that moment, you ask yourself in dread, what is wrong with me? Why can't I fit in anymore? And right there, know this. Your only problem is that you have grown too big to fit. But the truth is, nothing is wrong with you. Only your frequency has changed. You see, when your spirit begins to ascend, the things that once matched your vibration no longer do. You are not rejecting them. Your soul is simply bigger than them now. It is like trying to wear the clothes you wore as a child again. They no longer fit. And that is exactly what is happening on a spiritual level. This is what many call divine separation. This is not a punishment. This is protection. The universe clears the space by removing the things that cannot go where you're going. And even though you may feel like you have lost everything that is stripped away is actually what did not align with the new version of yourself that is emerging. This hurts because some of the people you love the most may start to misunderstand you. They will judge you with words like, "You've changed, you're distant, you think you're better than us." But no, you are just becoming the person you were always meant to be. You carry a light that reveals the truth, and not everyone is ready to face that truth. Life isolates you to strengthen you. It pushes you into solitude not to break you, but to rebuild your faith, your discernment, and your spiritual power. When everything starts to fall apart, it is actually coming back together in divine order because your spiritual team is eliminating distractions, so you can clearly hear the call. So, if you have been feeling disconnected, lonely, and unseen lately, know this: you are not being abandoned, you are being veiled in silence. The next stage of your life will require a version of you who no longer seeks the approval of the crowd. This is your spiritual metamorphosis, the cocoon stage before flight. Remember, there is always a humiliation before the ascent. There is always a crushing before the crown. Every chosen person must, at some point, go through what I call the ritual of humiliation. This is a divine stripping away of all the false identities you once clung, a divine breaking that is not random, not karma, but a beginning. The moment you realize everything is beginning to collapse, you will know you are in it. People you trusted can turn their backs on you instantly. Opportunities vanish, and even your prayers may hit the ceiling and sink into silence. You cry out, "God, where are you? I did everything right. Why am I being punished?" But you are not being punished. You are being purified. You are being prepared. This ritual of humility is the way heaven tests your heart, not your reputation. For before God elevates you publicly, He must ensure your intention is pure, your faith is unshakable, and your ego is surrendered. This is where the mask falls, where you learn that being chosen does not mean being celebrated. It means being set apart. People will misunderstand you. They will gossip about you. They will call you proud and lost. But the truth is, God hides His strongest warriors in humility so that you can rebuild your identity based on truth, not approval. You will start to see that the people who left your life did so not because you did anything wrong, but because they were never assigned to your destiny. You will feel unseen, not because you are forgotten, but because heaven is teaching you to operate without applause. You will feel weak, not because you failed, but because strength is being formed within your weakness. Every prophet, every visionary, every world changer endured this ritual, and now it is your turn. Joseph was thrown into a pit by his own brothers before he wore the robe of honor. David was mocked, hunted, and doubted before he was king. Even Jesus was humiliated, stripped, and rejected before the glory of the resurrection. If your life feels like it is falling apart right now, congratulations. You are in the refining fire. And what comes out of that fire will not just shine, it will shine with a divine purpose. You see, humiliation is the soil where divine authority flourishes. Those who laugh at your descent will one day witness your ascent. Those who whisper against you will also see God publicly honor you. And when this happens, you will not seek vengeance, because by then your heart will be too healed to hate. Your focus will no longer be about proving them wrong. It will be about fulfilling your calling. So endure the breaking, tolerate the misunderstanding, endure the solitude, because this is where heaven plants spiritual power, the kind that cannot be taken, copied, or imitated. This humiliation is sacred, and when you emerge, you will walk differently, not with pride, but with peace, not with fear, but with fire, because you will now know who you are, not through the approval of others, but through divine revelation. Following the shame comes the silence, not the silence of abandonment, but the silence of the wilderness. This is the sacred classroom where God takes His chosen ones after they are broken. This is where your old identity dies and your divine assignment is born. The wilderness is not a punishment. It is a secret promotion. You are somewhere in between. You are not where you were, but you are not yet where you are going. And this season tests everything. Some mornings you will wake up feeling invisible, forgotten, and misunderstood. Your prayers will bounce off the ceiling, returning unanswered. Your phone will stop ringing. Friends will drift away. Nothing seems to be moving. And yet, in that silence, something holy is happening. Because God is teaching you in the wilderness to recognize His own voice above the noise of the world. He removes the distractions, the applause, and the addictions, leaving only faith. He purifies your soul from the addiction to validation. He teaches you to walk by faith, not by feedback. You begin to see that your value was never tied to who noticed you. It was always sealed by your Creator. In the desert, you start to hear whispers instead of sermons. Soft nudges, not loud instructions. A quiet stirring that says, I am still here. Keep walking. And even though the road looks empty, heaven is working behind the scenes. Because God never wastes the time spent in the desert. He uses it to develop your discernment. Discernment, that spiritual radar that keeps you safe when the opportunities, people, and energies around you are not what they seem. When your soul begins to awaken, not everyone around you will understand it. Some will sense your light and feel threatened. Others will try to pull you back into old patterns. That is why the wilderness is necessary. This is where you learn the difference between what God sends and what is sent to distract you. You will start to understand that not every open door is divine. Not every voice is true, and not every invitation is meant for you. God allows some opportunities to pass you by, not because you are unworthy, but because He is protecting your energy from the fakes. He is preserving your purpose for divine alignment. And once you gain this skill of discernment, your life begins to change. That same silence that once terrified you now feels sacred. The loneliness that once broke you now becomes your sanctuary. You begin to understand why the isolation was necessary. It was never rejection. It was redirection. Every chosen person must pass through this wilderness season because it is the only place where your inner compass is tuned to the frequency of heaven. You begin to move from your revelations, not your emotions, from your knowing, not your fears. This is why so many miss their destiny. They try to escape the wilderness too soon. But if you rush the process, you gain power prematurely. And premature power always collapses. You must stay in the wilderness long enough for your roots to grow deep. So deep that when you finally blossom, the storms cannot uproot you. Think of Moses. He spent 40 years in the desert before leading his people. David hiding in caves before he was crowned. Even Jesus fasted for 40 days in the desert before beginning his divine mission. The desert is the training ground for destiny. This is where strength is purified. This is where your character becomes stronger than your calling. And when God finally says, now, you will emerge from that desert unrecognizable, not by your appearance, but by your spirit. Your eyes will carry peace. Your words will carry authority. Your presence will carry weight. You will no longer be chasing a purpose. You will embody it. So if you are in the desert right now, take a breath. You are not left behind. You are not forgotten. You are being rebuilt by heaven. And soon, the same silence that once terrified you will become your tuning fork. There comes a quiet, holy, almost invisible moment when something shifts inside you. You can't explain it, but you feel it. Your spirit, once heavy and restless, begins to lighten. The chaos that once enveloped your life dissipates like fog in the sunrise. You have entered the awakening phase. And this awakening is not loud, not dramatic, it is subtle, but it changes everything. Your discernment sharpens. You start seeing things differently. People, patterns, energy. Rooms that once felt comfortable now feel small. Conversations that once entertained you now drain you. You begin to perceive the truths hidden beneath appearances. This happens as divine awareness activates. Your soul starts to operate from reality rather than illusion. You know that not every smiling face carries pure intention. Not every spiritual message comes from the light. You start feeling the vibrations, the ones that bring peace and the ones that break it. This is discernment, the ability to see beyond the surface. And it is not just a gift, it is protection. Because God is now preparing to elevate you. And elevation always invites imitation. Not everyone will applaud when you rise. Some will come disguised as supporters, but their energy will feel heavy. Your spirit will know it before your mind even does. You will find yourself saying no to things that once excited you. Not out of fear, but because your frequency has changed. You are no longer chasing approval. You are chasing alignment. Every unknown you speak over in this period will make room for a divine yes, and true spiritual power begins. Not in control, but in clarity. The chosen are not powerful because they dominate others. They are powerful because they see what others cannot. They move with wisdom, they speak with certainty, and they act with purpose. But make no mistake, with discernment comes a new kind of responsibility. Once your eyes are open, you cannot unsee the truth. You will begin to notice spiritual manipulations in places that once seemed sacred. You will feel how some people use God's name for personal gain. How some churches preach control instead of freedom. How some communities use fear to keep people asleep. And at first, this realization may hurt. It will shake everything you once believed. But this is part of the awakening too. God removes the illusion not to embitter you, but to set you free. You will realize the church was never the destination. It was only the door. The true temple has always been you. And once this revelation settles inside you, all your energy changes. You stop trying to fit into spiritual boxes that no longer carry your light. You stop seeking validation from people who were never meant to understand your path. You start walking with a quiet confidence that needs no proving, no defending, and no arguing. You simply know, and that knowing radiates. People around you begin to feel it. Without you saying a word, your presence starts convicting, healing, and awakening others. Because the chosen do not preach from a pulpit. They preach through their presence. Their peace becomes their sermon. Their discernment becomes their authority. Their journey becomes their message. You will start to see that the pain that broke you was actually the pressure that activated your anointing. How humility taught you. How solitude taught you intimacy with God. How rejection directed you to divine purpose. And with this realization, gratitude floods your spirit. You no longer curse the things that harmed you. You bless it because you now see what it produced in you: strength, wisdom, spiritual sight, a power that cannot be manipulated. This is the divine awakening. It does not come from those who scream with miracles, but from those who radiate peace, even in the storms. You have transitioned from needing validation to being the validation itself. From seeking God outside of you to discovering Him within you. And when you reach this awareness, the energy around you begins to respond. Doors that once felt closed now open effortlessly. And now, your story becomes someone else's survival guide. Your breakthrough becomes someone else's hope. You have become a living witness that divine alignment always wins. Even when you were broken, you were being built. Even in the times you felt forgotten, heaven was deliberately inscribing your name. This very moment is the instant everything changes. You are no longer the victim of your past. You are the architect of your future. You are no longer chasing meaning. You are the meaning. Because in every dark night, every unanswered prayer, every painful ending, God was awakening something sacred within you. And now that it has awakened, there is no turning back. You have stepped into a season where everything that tried to destroy you will begin to work for you. Doors that were once sealed will now open effortlessly. The people you are meant to read about in the next chapter will appear. You will speak, and divine timing will respond. You will move, and creation will align. Because when a chosen one rises, heaven moves with them. So hold your head high. Walk bravely into the next chapter of your life. You earned this. You survived the ritual. You passed the test. Now is the time to experience your divine reward. And remember, your purpose is not just to shine for yourself. It is to ignite the light in others. Because that is what the chosen do. They do not run from the fire. They become the flame that guides others home. So if you are watching this and a voice inside whispers, "This is me. This is my story. This is not a coincidence. This is a confirmation." Your soul recognizes the truth. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You are chosen. And your awakening is just beginning.